Hello, how are you doing on this fine evening? And today we shall be testing how reliable the Hirochi Sunburst is. Now, quite an overrated car, I think myself. But today I'm going to be putting it through tests to see how reliable and how under and overrated people think it actually is. So, I'm just going to play with it for a second. I'm just going to drive around with it. Right. So imagine in your lovely brains that we're late to a school party, you know? And we've got to get there fast. But Grandma's driving for once. So Grandma, she's not a very good driver most of the time. So she's driving all over the place. You know what Grandma do, they have a little dang on the curb. But when they get you to the school party, which isn't actually a party, literally just a meet-up, and it is not a party. It's literally just on a grass bank. Grandma lets you out of the car. And all of your friends laugh at Grandma's Hirochi Sunburst. And Grandma feels rather ashamed. But that doesn't stop her, so Grandma drives off in her Hirochi Sunburst. Hits a pole on the way. And she starts thinking to herself how she will show how reliable this Hirochi Sunburst actually is. Now you know what grandmas are like. They have minor inconveniences sometimes. So she's driving, you know? She's just living her dreams, listening to some old 1990s music. And you know what Grandma does? She's going a little bit too fast and she boops into a wall. Grandma doesn't care though, because she's in her reliable Hirochi Sunburst. She goes up the hill. She wants to go to her greatest grandson's house. And she doesn't know exactly where he lives, but she just guesses. Now she's driving. She curbs the car again. That's what grandmas do. She's driving. And she accidentally drifts into the store where her son is. Her door opens but then closes and bounces her face into the glass door. She then tries to close the door and then realizes that it doesn't close. And Grandma says that her car was struggling to start at this exact moment. She hits the wall again. She then starts to drive off. Now, Grandma's thinking to herself how reliable this Hirochi Sunburst is. She loves the car. But her grandson's friends don't. She's driving. She's thinking on what tests she can do. So she accidentally takes something a little bit too full of energy. The engine was starved of oil. That didn't stop Grandma from tipping her car back over. And still, yet again, seeing how it drives. Now, Grandma was rather impressed with her Hirochi Sunburst, as it had done everything she needed her to. It still works, it drives, it's like a beast. But when she goes to pick her son up, will her son think that? Or will he not? We may never know until we find out. Now, Grandma is just, she's driving her Hirochi Sunburst, bouncing into the wall constantly. That's just what grandmas do on a daily. She stops at the red light. She says that her car was overheating, so she lets it cool down for a minute. Turns the ignition off. She loses the key. It drops out of the glass shattered window. She leans out of the car to reach for the keys, but her little grandma stick arms can't reach. She tries to open the door, but the door doesn't seem to open. She tries to get out the back door, and that seemed to be the correct way to go. She gets out, she grabs the keys, she slides back in, and then she starts up her Hirochi Sunburst once more, which does not want to start. But it ends up doing so, and she goes for the green light, her car struggling, wheel spinning. So Grandma thought, let's pull out this bumper, as it is only being a nuisance to her drive. After she had done that, her car felt even more lovely. The wind was breathing through her face as all the doors and windows had smashed. But she didn't care, because she had a reliable Hirochi Sunburst. Grandma thinks in her head, why do you need some fancy Brook Le Grand if you have a Hirochi Sunburst? You just don't. Grandma's still trying to find where she dropped her unknowing son off of what her car is currently like. She hears something scraping, she dangs it into another door, and her Hirochi Sunburst is broken. It actually breaks. Grandma, unbelieving of the situation, tries to open her door, doesn't succeed. She climbs out of the back door and she exits. She looks at the state of her Hirochi Sunburst. At this point, her son comes running up to her. What did you do, Grandma? Grandma looks at him with a blunt face. My reliable Hirochi Sunburst is gone. Grandma, just buy a new one. That was one in a kind. Upset, Grandma walks off and tells lovely viewers and subscribers, if you are not already subscribed, subscribe. Have a lovely day, the Grandma says, and goodbye.